Hi guys, it's your boy Ambush for Differ here, back with our video, and for today, I'll be doing a new part of What If Deku was in High School DxD. I was really shocked that you guys, approved of the new story of High School DxD, so I really hope you enjoy this series, so let's begin. We last left off when Izuku was reincarnated in High School DxD, as well as, um, as well as meeting Vanillana, Zeoticus, Zex, Sir Zex, as well as Rias. So let's time skip for about 4 years. Izuku now is 4 years old when Rias was, let's just say, 6. Yeah, 6 years old. 6 years old. Rias was 6 years old. So what happened is that Izuku was having having fun, having fun with his family. Ri is actually, being overprotective of Izuku because of he, it's it's not like it's somewhat of the relationship of Sora and Shiro as in No Game No Life, but I'm not gonna make it uh you know them falling in love. They're just overprotective of each other, and Izuku as well is overprotective of Rias. So one day, let's just say that when walking down the street of the city of the underworld, they were Rias was being mugged, or should I say, was about to be let's just say something bad was about to happen to Rias. I'm not gonna say the word, so yeah, something bad was about to happen to Rias. So what Izuku did is that luckily what he was there and was actually with Rias, and having his own heroic heart, he rushed in to save Rias and actually activated his powers, one of them being superhuman strength. He punched the offender of Rias, and let's just say the guy didn't end well. The guy was flown through five walls, five walls, 5 walls of full 1 inch concrete. Yeah, 1 inch concrete, which the guy's back was, let's just say, if he wasn't crippled, he would be by that attack alone. And everybody there was a crowd around him that were looking at Izuku and wondered how powerful he is, which Rias just hugs Izuku and says thank you to his little brother. And Izuku just says, no problem, big sis. You're my big sister. I must protect you. Which, yeah, which when they got home and actually told the story to Vanillana was actually quite proud of Izuku to have this superhuman strength and actually protecting Rias of using this power. Which, uh, luckily, he was, very thankful of the situation. And yeah, he was let's just say very very happy because he helped his big sister. Which when Sir Zex heard about this, he was actually quite proud of Izuku as Lucifer, as the great devil Lucifer in High School DxD. He was actually very, let's just say, not nostalgic, but very proud that he has this power to he has this power because Sir Zed, they can sense how powerful Izuku is. He he was just that he was very concealing it very well, they can sense the amount of power that he has essentially. So yeah, but through the years, Izuku refined his skills and actually learned a lot of things like superhuman strength, superhuman speed, flexibility, durability, which this was within about when Izuku was about to turn fifth, from when he was 4 years old to when Izuku was before Izuku was 15, which was 14 years old, which he learned this types of abilities, which is obviously improving his superhuman strength, his superhuman speed, which superhuman flexibility as well as durability, as well he using let's just he manifesting power like light and heat absorption, which they were actually quite shocked. The reason why they were shocked because one fallen angel was, when Izuku was going out and about, a fallen angel accidentally, threw a light spear and was, about to uh drag it out of the way from Izuku to protect him because it was by accident. And but Izuku, instead of being hit, he absorbed the light spear, which his horns, surrounded by light, absorbs it like it went to his horns and it grew. And he learned the ability spare life, which he doesn't really tell anyone about this ability because he was he was afraid that he was going to be, used because of his ability in this. So he didn't tell anyone about the ability to of him having this power, as well as techniques technique mimicry, or essentially like the Sharingan. Essentially he can copy any spell, all and any spell and martial art that they do. So he learned from them he learned manipulation, gravity manipulation, as well as him enhancing his devil form, which was actually quite surprising for them. Which this happened when there was attack on there was an attack on on the underworld. So it was just a mishap, but an accidental. Some rogues, some strays and rogues of the fallen angel faction as well as the devil faction rebelled against the underworld. So Izuku actually, used the second phase, which his wings were unleashed in this one. Which, oh my god, if essentially his wings were bat-like wings, but it has a when he's in this form, he has this presence over him that he has that he is more of a deity, essentially. But who knows? Who knows if he is a deity as well? But he was actually quite powerful and actually defeated all the stray devils and rogues, and actually gained a title because of it. What title, you might ask? Well, Satan. He, as well as like his brother, he was called Satan. Instead of Lord Lucifer, they call him Lord Satan, essentially, or essentially he has this symbol within him, or this symbol that he always puts, or he always has when he casts a spell. It's the it's the triple six symbol, essentially. So yeah, but in that form, when he was fighting everyone, he has enhanced everything, enhanced endurance as well as regeneration. The regeneration was actually very very powerful. It's more powerful than the Phoenix regeneration, which was actually quite surprising. And but that's that's all that he has for abilities. But martial arts, well, luckily in his when he was 10 years old, he was actually interested in learning karate, full contact karate, which he actually made a fighting style in his fighting style in karate, which was the style of he essentially has handaiwi, handawi. Sorry if I'm butchering the name, but if you guys remember the guy in God of High School, handaiwi essentially was Izuku's teacher in this one, and he was actually great in karate, and he actually teaches Izuku for this one, and he actually quote unquote mimics his martial arts style, but not really. Essentially, he studies it, copies it, but enhances it by his own. Essentially, like when essentially like making it his own fighting style, even though he learned it from another. He learned renewal. He learned taekwondo as well, as Nabong Needle Ryu, which yeah, he learned that for when for that period of time, which eventually he was 14 years old. Oh no, he was 15 years old, which his mother, father, sister, and brother celebrated it, which they suggested to Izuku that go into the human world and learning from them. Which Izuku said, "Sure, mom. Uh, sure. I think it would be going to be fun." Which they were quite shocked that he accepted it so quickly. Which Izuku just, if you're wondering that, mom, well, I'm actually quite fascinated as well in I'm actually quite fascinated in the world of the human world. So I want to learn a little bit more about the human world, if that's all right, mom. Which they just said, yeah, it's all right. Which what they did next? Well, Izuku and Rias were going to the human world, which everybody was cheering them goodbye for their departure, because a lot of devils respect Izuku as yeah, a lot of devils respect Izuku because of his power as well as his kindness. Because of his kindness was very very untainted. Essentially, his kindness was like of an angel, but his power was like of a devil. Essentially, and his presence was like of a deity. Essentially, like that, which they respected him because a lot of people, including uh, a lot of people were really surprised as well as shocked that he was, this powerful and actually quite respectful, even to those that are lower than him. He respects them quite to the full of his heart, which everybody respects him for that because nobody can just sit aside their pride to in the double world. Nobody can sit aside their pride s- to to respect someone lower than them, which Izuku respects them as even though they're lower than him because he was once there before. He was weak. He was useless. He always remembered everything that happened to him in the past, which Izuku Izuku in this departure with Rias saying goodbye to everyone, and everybody was saying goodbye and they went to the human world. Which Izuku, while on the train ride, because trains in the if you don't remember, they use trains in High School DxD to travel to the underworld as well as the human world. So they essentially went to they were Izuku was asking Rias how um what school are we going to go to, which Rias said, well, uh we're going to go to Cool Academy. You're gonna enroll there. Mom enrolled you in Cool Academy with me, but I'm essentially your senpai. Yeah, senpai, but still, you're still my little brother, okay, Izuku? Which Izuku just says, yeah, I know. Which what grade are you, Rias, in Kuo? Which Izuku asked Rias, which she was a senior in senior. I guess you could say third year, which Izuku was gonna be a freshman, so a first year with Koneko Tojo. Yeah, Koneko Tojo. Which, if you might be wondering, how did Izuku met Koneko? Well, they were actually quite let's just say best friends. Best friends. Izuku was the typical guy that would that would be let pet that Koneko would let Izuku pet her head. Essentially, she was the only Izuku was the only one that can only pet her head. Essentially, no one else, no one else, petted Koneko's head except for Izuku, which everybody found it cute. Uh, every in the household, which everybody found it cute and very very uplifting, essentially. Which which Koneko actually sat on Izuku's lap this time, which Izuku just Koneko, why are you sitting on my lap? Which Koneko just says, uh, this is my seat, Izuku. You know that, right? Which, if you might be wondering why, I made it to where that it's this is gonna be a little secret, okay? So yeah, Izuku was very very thankful for that, but he was actually quite shy to quite flustered to be for Koneko to sit on his lap, which Rias find it really really cute and actually teases him in the rest of the train ride of how Koneko is in love with him and stuff. Which yeah, which eventually they arrive in the human world. Sorry about that. But they arrived in the human world and they had a house that actually was, let's just say, a mansion because of the Grimory's and monies. Yeah, their monies and stuff. In the Grimory domain has a lot of cash essentially, and they were. quite rich, so they essentially gave Rias and Izuku a mansion. So they were Izuku was quite shocked he that he's going to live in a mansion again. Well, not really again, but you get the idea. But he essentially was very very excited to go to school, and which the next day, Izuku going to school and introducing himself. Koneko actually, guiding him to the class, which uh, which Izuku was actually quite happy to, a happy-go-lucky, essentially, a happy-go-lucky expression on his face, and essentially finding the teacher, and the teacher said, "Wait outside for a moment." Which the teacher just comes into the door and says, "Hello, class. Quiet down, please. We're having a new student here. You may please come in now." Which Izuku comes into the door, which every girl starts saying, "Oh, he's so cute. He's so handsome," and every guy was jealous of Izuku, saying that, "Ah, he he's stealing all the girls and stuff." Because if I remember correctly, a lot of in Koa Academy, a lot of guys there were perverts. So yeah, I'm not gonna change that. But Izuku was very, shy to say the least. But Izuku said, "Hi everyone, the name's Izuku Grammary. I'm I'm your new I'm the new transfer student. Please take care of me. If you have questions, just ask me." Which one of the girls asked, eh, one of the girls raised their hand, and Izuku said, "Yes, you." Which the girl just asked, "Are you single?" Which Izuku just blushed and says, "Yes, I am single." Which every girl just squeals and said, "Kawaii," essentially saying "kawaii," so cute. But yeah, essentially that. But Izuku was seated next to Koneko actually, which Izuku didn't mind that, and Koneko didn't mind actually. Which Izuku just, "Hello, Koneko, Koneko-chan." Which Izuku said to Koneko, and Koneko says, "Hello, Izuku." Which Izuku pet is Koneko's head, and everybody was shocked that, you know the first thing that the the transfer student did was pet the school mascot's head, essentially, which was very very cute to be seen. And Koneko was actually, quote unquote purring when Izuku was touching her head, essentially, was petting her head. But in lunchtime, they went to under a tree and eat their lunch, and their day went as normal as usual. But eventually, before they went home, Izuku bumped into someone that he was surprised to see. Well, surprised and not surprised to see, essentially, which was Sona C3. Which Izuku just says, I'm very sorry about that." Which Sona just says that, "Oh, it's fine, it's fine." Which when they look up and see each other, Sona just says, "Izuku? Why are you here?" Which Izuku just says, "Sona? Why are you here as well?" Which Sona just, hey, I'm the one asking the questions." Which Izuku just says, "Well, I was actually quite interested in the human world, so my mom said that I should go to the human world to gain more experience," which Izuku continues saying, and that's the reason why I'm here. But why are you here? Which Sana just says that to find just here to same reason as you essentially. Quite interested in the world as well. Which there was a there was a notebook on the ground, Sona's notebook, which they both grabbed it at the same time, which their hands were on top of each other, which Sona blushed as well as Izuku blushed and saying that here you go, Sona, which yeah, which which eventually Izuku says, well, I'm gonna see you tomorrow, I guess, bye. Which Izuku walks off while Sona was thinking that Izuku, I hope you still remember the promise that you gave me back when we're back when back when I was back when I was 10 years old. Which I'm not gonna spoil the promise that he made. That's for the future to decide. But for now, essentially, Izuku's life was actually fun this time, but but there is something uneasy about this. Like every time he's walking home, he feels like someone's watching him, watching his every move, watching everything essentially, which he doesn't know who this person is, but he's quite scared. Not really scared for his life, but scared for his family because this person might, endanger the family that much. So, Izuku was very, very cautious. But Izuku was having fun, to be fair. Having fun about his school days, but as well as having essentially beating up the perverted duo. Shit. Yes, the perverted duo. You might be wondering why the perverted duo? Well, the only persons are there are Moro Moro Hamaru as well as um the bald guy as well as the guy with the glasses. I forgot their names because they're background characters. Sorry. But you might be wondering why? Well, there's a secret about that. You you're gonna know the secret in the next part, but I'm not gonna tell the secret for today. Which through the years, eventually, through the years, he actually not years through the time that he was in a freshman, it was actually quite fun for him. There was a lot of there was a lot of girls giving him love letters. Yes, love letters. Ezekiel actually rejecting a lot of them, but saying that, but when someone rejects you, but they reject you in a way that it's it doesn't hurt that much, which essentially and actually encourages you to go for another person and stuff. Which that's how Izuku uh, rejected every girl that gave him a love letter, saying that, well, uh, uh, I'm gonna be completely honest with you. Uh, you're beautiful and all, but I just don't. I just can't give your feelings back. I'm very sorry. I know you are working hard for uh I know you want me to be your boyfriend, but I think there are a lot more people that are best for this best to be your boyfriend, not me. Please just know the decision that you're gonna make, okay? Which I'm not saying that you're not beautiful and all, but you're beautiful. Don't 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 make this rejection put you down, okay? Please. Which every girl that got rejected by Izuku didn't actually go to depression about being rejected and stuff. They were actually given a will to they were actually given a chance to another chance to be with another someone, which yeah, which eventually he he heard that Rias gained a new pawn. Yes, Rias gained a new pawn, which Izuku was going to the occult research club for to meet Rias's new pawn, which to his surprise was Isami. Isami, or should I say Isami Hyodo, which was female Issei, which Rias just says that, well, you finally arrived, and this is my new pawn Isami, which that's where I'm gonna be leaving it off. Sorry guys if I made it a little bit janked for this story, and me ranting off a little bit about the abilities and stuff, and not really giving off the story, just doing the prologue. I'm really sorry about that. Uh, but I really hope you enjoy this series. But like I always say, like, comment, subscribe, and see you guys later. Bye.